So Drew McIntyre blames Travis Scott for his loss against Jey Uso last week. He said, "I had a contact high." So that's hilarious. LA Knight says he would love to act alongside Sydney Sweeney. I was like, yeah,
Shocking.
sure, he'd like to do a lot alongside Sydney Sweeney, chat. Who wouldn't?
Or on top of, behind. Yeah. Whatever he's trying to do.
Now. Royal Rumble 2025 has officially sold over 54K tickets. Listen to this, more than 3,500 tickets instantly sold out since Cena announced he would compete in the Rumble match. So this was yesterday, and he announced it at the Raw Netflix. So like in a week, they did like over 10 times what AEW show did from whenever they announced it or whatever. The biggest Rumble of all time. That it is. The biggest Rumble of all time. The most important Rumble of all time. You heard it here first. No one else is saying that. I'm going to tell you guys this. 2025 Rumble, this will be the most important storyline-wise and possibly kayfabe-wise with the numbers and the attendance and what they do as far as like how many people watch it on Netflix in Canada. I don't know if the PLEs are on Netflix for Americans and shit.
No, they're going to be they're on Peacock until Triple H said it in the interview with Jimmy Traina. The deal with Peacock ends at the next, not this WrestleMania, but next year's WrestleMania. But they'll work out the deal for after that sometime this fall. So we'll know relatively soon I would assume Netflix is going to pay for it. If this all stays successful, I wouldn't see why they wouldn't. I could see them maybe trying to keep the deal with Peacock because of the NBC connection. But I mean, how important is that? Like overall, Netflix is bigger and better. And if Netflix proves that they can air their stuff without any problems, go for it.
Yeah. And so I agree with you fully, and they'd be foolish not to. And I also, guys, UFC's TV deal is coming up as well, right?
Oh, man.
They're going to, that's like the big thing at the end of this year, I believe, their TV deal's up. And that's going to be huge news. And I'm telling you right now, all of these other marks, they don't watch UFC. They don't know about MMA and the way your boy Phil Marks does. So you want to come here and check out this mark. When that stuff goes down, I will cover it. I already bring Ariel Helwani clips to the show all the time. I'm already on top of it. Trust me. And I was right about the Endeavor TKO. If you take a time machine, time cop, and go back and listen to when that was all going down and I was going off on Twitter, go read my tweets. And I'm telling you, we're going to have the best coverage of that as well, as far as reactions and weeding out and puzzle piecing together what's accurate and not with all of that. But I firmly believe UFC will be with Netflix as well. And it will be another game changer. And it's going to be pretty crazy, man. But yeah, that's going to be the huge news coming up in 2025. And that's also why the UFC's milking Conor McGregor's fight. The reason he ain't fought yet is because they're like, dude, he has one more left on his deal or whatever. Yeah, and we got to save that. We got to levy that with whatever our
hell of a bargaining chip.
Yeah, exactly. So, and then you see even Conor, who used to on WWE, he's like shouting out WWE and talking about, oh, I could be in WWE or whatever the he's doing now. So I don't know. I'm not saying I want him around either. That guy, I don't know. If you look at him lately, he's had some crazy show. But that aside, okay, back to the WWE, tying it to that. This Rumble is absolutely insane. The Mania is going to just be insane. And yeah, and this also was yesterday, but today I saw an update, and I believe they're at 57,000 now or something like that. So I don't know if there's even seats left in this building. Someone's got to Google that. I don't know if they're going to adjust the stage. When Joe Hendry music hits, we're going to go insane. When all of these stars music hits, we're going to go insane.
Yeah.
If Malachi shows up, people are going to go. It's just an amazing time to be a wrestling fan.
Announced right now are Cena, Roman, CM Punk, and Seth Rollins, and maybe Drew McIntyre as well. Like, that's already right there. That's a star-studded. If you put in 25 jobbers, it's still a good show, and they're gonna fill it out with 25 great people. Oh my God.
Brock could show up. You could have anyone. Think about like when Sammy comes out, it's going to be a huge pop. When maybe Orton comes back, right? So the reason we haven't seen Orton is because he legit like hurt his lower back a bit, or it's just like flared up or whatever. right? So
and they're being very cautious nowadays. It's not like Vince where you got to come back, pal.
yeah, and he needs to like stay in shape, and it's, you know what I mean? He came back all jacked, and then you hurt your back. It's very hard to keep that up. So he'll show up at the Rumble, do his thing or whatever, and we'll get a huge
And
pop.
Charlotte's probably coming back in the women's Rumble almost for sure. Like it's gonna be a fire pay-per-view.
And 54 tickets, 54K tickets. Why can't they do 2 nights of Rumble? You know, why not? And they are going to do that. So just a huge Royal Rumble. I'm incredibly excited.
It's going to be massive.
Star-studded. I don't know if there's going to be like Hendry showing up. I assume there will be. There'll be a couple surprises, but again, it's 30 men, so it'll just be mostly their roster that they're featuring on Netflix and trying to get everyone over. I'm going to be watching it on Netflix, so I'll let you know how everything goes down on the Netflix side of things for that. And that's going to be a huge stream. I'm going to get smashed. We're going to have a fun ass time. We're going to hit the Rumble buzzer and do the countdown. It's going to be an amazing stream. So make sure you're there for that Saturday night. But yeah, this is the biggest Rumble of all time. One of the most important of all time. You heard it here first. And I can't wait. And it's in Indianapolis. So quite interesting. Hopefully the crowd's like really hot. I mean, obviously they are. If they sold 54K tickets, you don't get hotter.
Yeah, it's in their NFL stadium.
Yeah,
so.
They're not going to come there and sit on their thumbs and twiddle their fingers.
No.
So
the Rumbles
anyway,
people travel to. Like that's one of the ones that people will buy tickets for in advance and plan a trip around. Because the 2 times it's been here, I met people from like Germany and like Australia and wherever, because they were like, no, we just planned this a year in advance when they announced it. We bought tickets. The Rumble brings people.
So WWE is going to air Saturday night's main event head-to-head with AEW All in Texas. We talked about it a little bit before. I don't know, man. I think, how do you measure who gets smoked in that instance? You know, it's TV ratings versus pay-per-view. I mean, I'll definitely watch both. I'm going to be live streaming with you guys. So what I'll do that night is I will have like 2 screens going, one with SNME, one with the pay-per-view, and we'll do it, guys. Okay, we'll be the ones to do it here at PWT. And yeah, shout out Jesse the Body. I can't wait for his return. So speaking of the Royal Rumble, Matt Cardona laying Easter eggs. Chelsea Green also saying in an interview that her biggest wish, her dream, is to see Matt Cardona. She wants her husband back in WWE so badly. And Matt Cardona, speaking of Ariel Helwani, had Matt Cardona on the goddamn show. Oh, he's just a WWE shill. He has Matt Cardona on the show. And here's what Cardona, just looking like $1 million. Here's what he has to say about returning at the Royal Rumble. And I think we could see a Cardona return and Hendry, and then maybe Malachi, but that's it. Like, we're not going to see a babillion returns and just think the guys who wrestle the matches not in the Rumble, you know, like those guys won't be in the Rumble. Maybe like a couple of them will, you know, a couple people will do double duty, but they're going to feature primarily their guys. But a Matt Cardona and a Hendry, I think those are the 2. We'll see. It's either going to be Cardona or Malachi, and then Hendry, I think, just comes in, gets a bunch of pops, gets thrown over by someone that they're trying to get heat on, you know? Like Breaker could throw him over, whoever, you know what I mean? And then, because Hendry's got until the end of this year before he's 2026, he'll be in WWE type shit. So anyways, though, let's hear what Matt Cardona has to say about him possibly appearing at the Rumble.
But I'd be lying if I said I didn't want another WrestleMania moment, or to wrestle at Madison Square Garden, or to be on SmackDown with my wife. Of course I do, you know? I don't think I've deserved anything. I hate the word deserved. I think I've earned the opportunity to go back. And I feel like it's being cocky to say that if my music hit the Royal Rumble, whether it be Zack Ryder or Matt Cardona, the place would explode. Yes. The roof would go off the place. Social media would explode.
Now, does he return as Zack Ryder? And do they make him be Zack Ryder, or do they allow him to be Matt Cardona and he gets the choice, and then he obviously will choose Matt Cardona?
I've thought about this for a while, and here's what he needs to do. He gets to come back as Matt Cardona, but the music starts, and only the first time he does the O radio starts, and it seems like it's going to be that song, and right when that song would kick in, it goes into his new music and says Matt Cardona. Yes. And you can even like erase Matt, like Zack Ryder or whatever. I've thought about this for a while.
Dude, that's how you do it right there.
Pop. Yep.
Yeah. The music hits, it's like a big purple or whatever Titantron like he used to use, and then it says, and then it's like a oh radio. That was the beginning of his music, right? Oh radio.
Yes, exactly. Yep.
Yeah. So you hit it with that, and then it goes like and then it shows up on the thing, always ready or whatever, the complete Matt Cardona or whatever he's calling himself. And then it, like nixes that off. He comes out, everyone, huge pop, everyone recognizes him. For sure they will. And I really, really like that idea as well. And then never again does it go, oh, radio. It's just whatever his new
just the
music
one,
is
just the Rumble.
Yeah,
exactly. He gets to keep his. I think it's Downstate. I think it's the same band that does Cody's music.
No, but like whoever, or like his current theme on the Indies. Do you think he'll have
his
that?
current music that he has on the Indies? Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's bought in that. For like saying, I'm pretty sure he
so
took
he'll
Cody's
have his
plan
shit
and
too.
I would think he could, especially now because WWE doesn't need like Vince did the small petty things to extra money to make. So it seemed like they were making tons of money. They're making tons of money now, and they could have like everybody could have their own like regular theme song at this point, and they'd be fine.
I'd move merch. Like I know that. I haven't been offered anything.
So why doesn't it happen?
AEW never offered him either, and I think he would have actually been interested in signing with them. So that's how you know it was a dig at GCW. 100%. They can't tap dance their way around that.
Why haven't you been offered? Do you have any inclination?
I do not know. I've reached. There's been communication, very cordial, but there's been no offer, and that's fine. I can't, live my life like, oh my God, are they going to call me back? But if they do, it's a catchphrase, but it's the way I live my life. I'm always ready. I've worked my ass off for 5 years to reinvent myself. I truly believe that I have. I truly believe I changed the game.
I think he did this to get it out there so we all go, oh, Matt Cardona at the Rumble, Matt Cardona at the Rumble. And then he shows up at the Rumble. I think that's why he did this.
I would love to go back if the circumstances are correct.
Do you think it's personal?
I don't think
because
so.
that can be his storyline. His thing can be like, you guys, I did like, I was Zack Ryder. I woo-wooed. You all got behind me and that machine kicked me out and I all that stuff. And now I'm the complete Matt Cardona because you can't have everyone come back and be a babyface either. So he comes back and he be's a heel. And he's like, no, I'm the complete Mac. He could attack Cody. I could see Cody and Cardona throwing down for the title too. And Cody gets a W on him. But Cardona got that chance. I could see that easily. It could be a whole, and then he could align with the KO, Seth, Drew, sort of like we're the heels that are like, no, Cody, and John Cena and you sons of bitches, that's what it could be right there, man. And Cardona could be doing this. This could be part of his gimmick going back too. Like, nah, you guys ostracized me. I went through hell. I bled and GCW death matches and blah, blah, blah. And he can just go off the cuff and start being like, no, like now's my time, whatever. And he could align with those dudes. I could easily see him tagging with Seth or any Drew or whatever and being like, nah, these guys. And I had to watch the bloodline, whatever, while I'm actually bleeding for this goddamn sport and whatever, dude. Now I take what's mine, the complete Matt Cardona. Now that I'm complete, I knew what I was missing. I found it. Whatever. I don't know. I know I'm Fantasy Mark booking it all, but just imagine that. WWE, if you're listening, Triple H, Paul Levesque. Yeah, let's do it, man.
No,
I don't think so.
Because I know that there's politics and all this stuff.
Yeah.
So do you think there's someone back there who's blocking you?
You got to remember. Look at what Ariel's asking him. Do you think there's someone back there blocking you? And then when we see Cardona, we're like, oh shit,
he's gone.
Because we're like, dude, he's blocked, man. Like maybe whatever. He's real tight with Cody Rhodes. Cardona and Cody are like real tight, man. So. And then his wife's there, Chelsea. And we know that everyone loves her in WWE, man. Everybody. So, man, he's coming back. And I think this is part of it. And they're painting the narrative here. And Ariel knows the right questions to ask to make it like a shoot work, brother. Yeah. And I think he's like, dude, because he tries to keep it kayfabe. Is anyone blocking you from getting in? And then we're all going to talk about it online. And then boom, Cardona's music's going to hit. And he's going to say that I had to find my own way back. And Cody, you didn't open doors for me for all we've done together or whatever.
I think it's all timing, right? You got right place, right time. And that's why I am always ready. It started as like, oh yeah, I'll put that on my trunks. Because at the time in WWE, I get it thrown a bone every once in a while, but I couldn't just sit on the sidelines. And then if they want to use me, if I'm out of shape or if I don't look at $1 million, that's on me. Right. So that's where I came with this always ready thing. Like no matter what opportunity comes my way, you got to be always ready. And it happened before in WWE, like the Intercontinental title match, like we just talked about, WrestleMania 32.
Yeah.
I wasn't supposed to be in that match, and then one day I just happened to have a kick-ass match before Raw started on one of those shows that they syndicate. Looked like $1 million. Vince McMahon was watching and said, why aren't we doing something with that guy? A few weeks later, I'm in the WrestleMania match.
Well, I don't know, Vince. Why aren't we? Oh, that's like Tony Khan. Oh, why are we using Ricky Starks? Like that's like saying that. What the
Yeah.
fuck do you mean? What do you mean?
Because
Why
you
aren't we
told us
doing
not
something?
to.
Who is this guy, pal? Well, Vince, we had to convince you not to fire him. Actually, well, what the?
Match.
Come on,
He's
pal,
winning
he's
the
great.
fucking title tomorrow. God damn it! Yeah, I'm a genius.
I end up winning. You know what I'm saying? So this business is all about timing and being ready when that opportunity presents.
The timing. The Royal Rumble is the time, folks. That's the thing, right? That's where in 3, 2, 1. Da, 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 da.